Alright, I think we're live. Let's get to it. Stuffing around too much. Anyway, yes, I have a little HP Microserver that has been doing the job for I think about 12 years now, but I think it's time I put it to rest. Mostly because I'm sort of starting to worry that one day one of the controllers is going to fail. Yeah, something's going to fail. And I'd just like to, prevent that from happening. Now you're probably thinking, well, what the heck? I'm going like kind of backwards here. This is a little MiniITX machine I used to use for data recovery. So I'd have a 5¼ inch front loader in it. As you can see, it's got like recovery 1 on it. And yeah, they're great little chassis. I can't find these anymore. Certainly not in this format. But yeah, they did the job really well, and the MiniITX board was more than ample. As a recovery machine, it was a little bit of a pain because you only had the 2 SATA slots, and I needed one for the drive I was recovering and one for holding all the data that I had, like an 8 terabyte or whatever. But I also needed another drive for the boot drive. So I got around that by using a USB boot stick with Linux, and that was fine. Anyway, this board is dead from what I can remember, which is why it got retired to the workshop, to the shed. And so we've got to clean this up, and I'm going to get it all ready before I shut down my server. Hey Jim Bird. And everybody else. Yeah, looks like I got some old cable ties in there. I don't even know if this power supply is any good. We'll find that out in a bit. There's no RAM in the board. There's a moth in here, a dead one. Oh, jeez, I can't even get it out. Come on. There we go. That's one. You don't have a lot of power options with these little tiny power supplies. What do you got? 2 SATAs, and that's it. Yeah. They're not bad cases, really. They even have the USB 3 header on them. Yeah. Okay. Oh, these gonna come out. Looks like we need some Philips C head driver. They look nice and rusted. They've been sitting outside in one of my sheds. I think this has been out there for about 5 years now. So this is 5 years worth of crap. There we go. Not bad little boards. I think this is a 1800 one. Gigabyte something. And a mini PCIe. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is the J1800 or the J1900 board. I bought a few. Oh, it's the 18. This is an 1800 board. Okay, so it's about the lowest of the low that you can lowly get. It's really low. Alright, it's actually pretty dusty. I kind of... might have to get the vacuum cleaner in here. Normally I would blow this outside and just, it's... Blowing dust out works better than trying to vacuum dust up when it comes to this sort of thing. But I don't think we're going to get a choice here, because I don't want to take this outside. First thing we'll do is check this power supply, see if it's any good. I have no idea which one's which one it's complaining about. 3.3 is okay. 5. I actually don't know which one it's complaining about. Nothing's actually flashing. Weird. So 5 volts is 5.2, 12 is 12.3, 3.3 is 3.4, minus 12 is 11.8, the other 12 is 12.3. That makes sense because they wouldn't have separate ones on here. 5 is 5.1. The only thing, PG is 240 milliseconds. It sort of momentarily shuts up for a bit. I kill you. Yeah. Oh, here we go. I know, but that's that one. Let's pop the power supply open and see what's going on in there. I do have another one. I've actually got several of these power supplies. I bought a whole bunch of them. Yeah, I don't know, Kristen. I'll tell you what, I'll go get another one of these that I know I haven't used or should be okay and see if it does the same thing. Well, this is not a power supply. This is a great big vacuum cleaner. I do have one of those power supplies on the HP Microserver, so we'll use that one since we know it works, and then we can find out what's going on with this one. It could be just the fact that, yeah, there's a voltage missing because it's a compact one. So we're going to give this a good sucking. create lots of noise. I've got to find a suitable PowerPoint for this. Got to be careful around here. You can easily take down half the room by plugging in high current demanding things in the wrong place. Like having the air conditioner and a vacuum cleaner going at the same time. Not a good idea. Have you ever used hot air rework station to blow dust away? No, can't say I have. Alright, here we go, loud noises. Well, I'm not going to need this back plate. I hate these things. So much blood. So much blood. May as well take the front panel off and see if what lurks beneath. Yeah, those back plates are just like razor sharp. It's not too bad on the front actually. Given that it's been sitting in that shed for so long, I'm surprised. I suppose I better do the outside case too, although that's more of a... Yeah, I guess, yeah, we'll do the outside case. Crunchy. I don't know why I'm going to bother cleaning this. This is just going to go in the rubbish probably. Alright, room's getting warm. Oh, geez, and that's a micro call. Alright, alright. So many noises, I'll be back. Hello, Loki. I can do that.
It's okay, it doesn't take me long.
Okay. Milo? Do you want me to put it up?
Yeah.
Micro's like, damn it, caught again. Good for you. Sorry. Oh, stop. Kind of don't bother getting the key. Yeah.
Again. Hey. Micro. Right. Micro.
took a bit. Sorry about that, folks. Unfortunately, sometimes it can take a little longer than planned to get Micro his shot. It's very unpredictable. Some nights he doesn't give any grief, he's like, yeah, whatever, I'll take the shot. And then other nights it's a long, protracted process. Not always really much of a rhythm or rhyme to it, it's just, it happens or it doesn't. Just trying to give this a bit of a clean up while I can, because I'm not going to get one for another 5 years, I dare say. Hey there, Jonathan. I was chatting to you on, was it Coders or was it Adam IT's channel? I can't remember which live stream it was that I spoke to you. Well, given the age of this thing, it's not surprising it doesn't look spectacular, but that'll do. Well, we'll clean up the top case. Top case is absolutely covered with moth crap. So the trouble when you get moths is not so much that they eat stuff, but whenever they fly around and stuff, they leave these little deposits. Fortunately, they're water soluble, but you still got to get them off, and they're on everything. You leave any piece of equipment out around here in the light, anything that moths can land on, they'll leave that probably literal crap there. Actually, it can't always be. No, I don't know. Anyway, the point is, it's annoying. Oops, that went into somewhere. Ooh, some magnets, neoprene. Yeah, neo-magnets. Find a place to put them so they'll be lost again for the next 10 years. Yeah, they'll do. Hey there, Captain Ron. It was grams, was it? Right, okay. There's really nothing wrong with these cases. Like I said, they're quite good, and the biggest problem is that I just can't find any more of them. I've looked high and low, I've even checked on AliExpress, but I've never found another supplier of these. But they were a good MiniITX case. It certainly served my purposes quite well. Yeah. Great, now I've got crap all over on here that I've got to clear up. Right, I'm just going to go wash the cloth and come back. Still cleaner than a good portion of the servers I used to have to work on. A lot of the servers I would work on, there'd be sort of thing that you'd put free BSD or BSDI into them, and then that would be the last you'd hope you see of them ever. But every now and then you would have to go and have a look at them again for some reason, and they'd always be stored in the worst of places. So they'd be just pretty much completely covered in soot of some sort, dust, crap, whatever. And have that like 1.5 to 2 inches of just puerile dust. The nice thing about this case is they've got all rolled edges. There's no exposed, even like the punch outs here. This punch out, they've actually rolled it properly. So it's punched through and then rolled over. You just don't see that kind of thing on cheap cases normally. Typically they'll just die punch that and leave it a nice rough burr. Definitely filled with dust bunnies. Yes, the other surf. Alright, I think we're pretty good. Give the USB. Okay, I need to actually clean that out because I've got bloomin' soap suds down. That's no good. That's just contact cleaner. I'll sort that out. All good. May as well do it to this too, just in case. Bring back Win98 SE. SE2. Win98 SE2 was definitely a very big sort of like release in terms of just everything. It was a good release. SE3 was useful, but it was more of a like, okay, well, it's just a follow-up. But yeah, SE2. Oh, actually, was it 98 SE3? Did that come out? Or am I thinking of 95 SP? Anyway, I do not have a loader for the front at the moment, but I will put a 5¼ inch loader in there. So that will make life easier for me once I get another drive, and yeah, have to get another loader. I do have some loaders here, but they're a bit old, and I find that after a couple of 100 cycles, they don't really work quite so well. You can stick a double, yeah, you can actually, in these, you can actually put 4 2.5 inch drives. I know it sounds implausible, but you certainly can. Alright. Let's get that. I found this 8 GB stick, so I'm gonna hope that it works okay. Yeah, I don't really know if it does work, but we'll find out. Hey, did they jip me on the screws? Where's all my case screws and stuff? Although they're probably going to say, well, they come with the case, not with the motherboard. Captain Ron, yeah, like a hot swap bay. Although I won't be doing hot swap with this one. My other ones I do, the same cases and everything. But for this one, I don't think I'll bother. Okay. Ah ha ha. Come on. There you go. See? Feels better now. Now you're all nicely in place. Yeah, no full size on this one. This is just SODIMMs, but this is a 1 gig, my butt. 8 gigs, 2400. That'll do. Let's see. Is there a preference on this one? DDR B1, DDR-A one. Well, they could have just gone DDR-B and DDR-A. DDR1, DDR2. Nice. Yeah, that's pretty much it. For cooling with these, although nothing is actually specifically done in the case, like it just relies on the power supply to draw, because the power supply's fan sits right above here. So you can see this. It sits right above there and pulls the air off the heatsink and draws it in from wherever. But with the other ones that I've done, what I've preferred to do, in addition, if it's a machine that's going to get hot, although this one shouldn't, I can fit a 120mm fan right along here, and it just sits in nicely under here, and it does a very good job of keeping things cool. Installing CentOS. This will be Ubuntu. Well, I'm initially going to simply migrate the whole drive, and that is running, I think, 1604. So it's very old. And then what I'm going to have to do is, once this is stable, I will migrate it off to 2204, which is of course man, freaking excessively magnetic crap. Come on. Zoltan, I'm not going to be doing a lot of high performance stuff on this. It's basically, the only reason I'm moving it from the HP Microserver is simply due to age related reasons. Nothing at all to do with performance. I mean, the N40 machine that I've got, it spends its life at about 0.5% load, and that's it. Yeah, come on. Hey babe, you off to sleep? Alright. Everyone else just doing their thing? God, love you. My wife heading off to sleep, so shh, everybody be quiet. She'll come out and she'll kill you. Right, yes. High definition audio. Totally need that. It's got a chassis fan header. Don't know why. It's got a COM port header. That's good, because I do use those. Let's see. High definition audio. CPU fan. That's a crack up. It's got a CPU fan header here. Why? It doesn't need one. What are you? 5x2. Guess we're not going to care about. Oh, what's this over here? I could look at the instructions if you want. It kind of seems like it's cheating though. Well, we'll plug the USB 3 in. Ta-da! No standoffs? No, there's no standoffs because there's actually a riser plate under here. Look, you can barely just see it. There, you can see the risers are already built into it. So there's no need for it. It's all done already. That's why I like this case. It was just a very simple case to use. Let's see. Reset. I've got power switch, power button. Yeah, Tony, I may actually watch that once or twice, but yeah, that kind of good humor sticks with you. Hmm. Okay, hard drive LED and power LED. Ah, I hate these ones where they've split them. It's like, why? I understand. It's so that you can actually put it onto a... originally there were some LED headers that were spaced out by 3. And then we decided, no, you know what, let's stick just to 2. And that's going to get in my way. Now I've got to make a complete and utter... The worst thing is it just makes it awkward as heck to get to sit on in one move. There. None of this, of course, is critical. I'm fairly sure, is that going to be the audio header? Actually, it should be already keyed in, so, and that is not an audio header. I don't think it actually has support for this high definition audio header. They're looking around. Oh wait, yep, there it is. It's at the back. It's a completely and utterly without point or reason. But it's there, so I shall plug it in. But yeah, right at the back here, which makes sense. It's right next to the audio headers. Yeah, they could have given me another 3 USB ports or something, but no, instead they gave me this over. Why would you put such an extensive audio system on the back of these things? This is the professional way of tidying up your cables. The best thing is it makes lots of people cry. Actually no, the real way is you just squish it into the front panel area. There's not going to be enough room in there though. I'm going to have to tie it off like that at some point. Oh well. Let's see. Well, that's the most. Oh, that's for Wi-Fi. It has 2 RAM slots. You got that one there and that one there. This is going to be fun now that I think about it. Because if I want to stick my 3.5-inch hard drive in here, that is not going to happen. The main reason being is that it is going to want to probably protrude out above this. This will be entertaining. Alright, I think it's time now for me to shut down my server and do the migration. Yay. Looks like it's shut down already. Now to actually get it out of its resting place. With its very, very scary power supply configuration here. Yeah. Oh, thank goodness I didn't die today. Move There's the fire extinguisher out of the way. Come on, you. Oh, shit. Do you still use a double 4K Dell? Yes, I've got the double 27-inch, whatever they are. Might put the extractor on them. Breathing in a lot of dust here. Oh, it's a 4 terabyte. Shit. Okay. Bigger than I remember. There's a couple of thumb screws I've got to undo. These are actually very nice machines, and I think, yeah, HP had a really good thing going, and they kind of botched it up. Okay, just take all the carriers out. It was a really nice 4-bay. It didn't sell as a hot swappable unit initially, but it could. You can modify the BIOS to do hot swap. And that there is the 4-port SATA connector. So it combines it all into just one connector. Like I said, it was a very good design overall. It was well priced. And yeah, it was just one of those products that when it came out, you felt yourself going, yeah, this is actually really good. And I bought a fair few of them. Install them in various places, but I'm sort of starting to, oops, there we go, out you come. What you have in there? 2 gigs, and oh great, that stick there wasn't even in properly. 2 gigs and 2 gigs, so I was running on 4 gigs of RAM. Maybe. Could have been only 2. I can't remember. But yeah, they're a really nice case. And yeah, if I could trust the logic board to last, I probably would still keep with it. Hey, there's a few cockroaches in there. Neat. A nice solid 120mm fan at the back, I think, or maybe even bigger. I'm not sure. Might be able to repurpose that. The only big downside is it didn't have USB 3. It was actually the N40L. Alright, I do not have a fan in this. That's hilarious. This thing's been running without a fan. Just goes to show how tough these things can be. What we're going to do is we're going to test the output and see if it squeals, because we know it's been running that HP just fine. So we're going to see whether it squeals about something missing, in which case it's just a case of these being the lowest spec with missing negative voltages, or whether it's something else that's at play. That is not squealing. So we've got 5.2, 12, 3.4, 11.8, 12. Those 12s are always going to be the same because it's just the one channel of power being generated in there. 5.3. The only difference here is this PG, power good, is 380 milliseconds. I don't understand why the other one's squawking. I'll put it back in and see if any difference happens. This is not a HP power supply. The HP power supply that was in that thing, that did die. And that's why there's that one in there. Okay, we're going to revisit this one and sort of work out why it's squawking. I mean, yeah, sure, it's a thermal take, but there's worse. There's also better. But at this sort of size of power supply, yeah, you're not really too worried about things. In these sort of scenarios, I often do prefer to have an external power brick, but it's not going to happen on this. What are you squawking about? The worst thing is it doesn't even flash. Like, often when there's a fault, it will let you know. Is that fan sort of slowing up occasionally? Is this a bomb gonna go off? Let's open up the power supply and have a look, see if we can see anything going on in there. I suppose I could always just migrate the fan, even though it's clearly it's a shitty fan. You know, that's not a 120mm fan in the back of that HP. That looks more like about a 200... It's fairly sure that's bigger than 120. Yeah, the new HP Microserver, well, in fact, all of them after those N40 and 54 series ones, they were all stupidly priced, stupidly high for what they were, so everybody just kind of went, ah, no thanks. No, it definitely is spinning slower, and I'm fairly sure this is not, well, you know what, I'm not going to say I'm fairly sure, but I have a feeling it's not really thermally managed. I think it's just spin it. Just spin it. We don't care. Ah, there it is. Oh no, I've avoided the warranty. Yucky! Yeah, some of those caps look substandard. None of them popped. Yeah, we don't have any... But yeah, that's... not looking great in there. I don't know what brand these are. No Ching Chai. Is it Anaconda or something? I don't know. Have a look. Yeah, that just that color alone doesn't exactly exude confidence. Well, I'd be happy if the tester did blink one of the rails, but it didn't, and that's the problem. Anodia. Anadia. Never heard of that brand. I'm sure it's legit. Very legit. Can't see anything obvious. Well, I think the fan could do with a little bit of love. To be honest, these sort of fans, I kind of prefer to just take them out and put better quality ones in. But in the meantime, let's just stick it back together and see how it goes. Because the rail voltages seemed okay, so yeah, I don't know what it's squawking about. Voltage level 12.2 says, yeah, there's no then LL. Yeah, well, LL didn't flash. There was no LL at all. The other one came up the LL when it wasn't happy. So the one that was running the HP server actually exhibited faults. We won't put the hard drive in immediately. Okay, it looks like I'm going to need some screws. Since they gypped me by not putting screws in with the motherboard, I mean, why would they? We just have to use our own. Scope it? Are you kidding me? What do you people think I do for a living? Why would I scope it? Oh my goodness. You power it up and see. That's what you do. And if it goes bang, then you know it was a bad move and you've just wasted $120 on a motherboard. Oh well. Actually, does this have a... I don't think this one has the auxiliary power input. Yeah, this does not have an auxiliary 12 volt, this thing here. I don't think it has it. I'll double check the menu. I couldn't see it there. Not to say it's not, but I suspect it's just going to tap off the main. Oh boy. Let's read the instructions, but I didn't see it on there. That's it, ATX power. Yeah, it's definitely not there. Yeah, but ATX power, ROM, battery. Yep, we're good. I don't know if I can stick an M2 SSD in there because it's M2 Wi-Fi, but I don't know if the rest of the, what do you call it? I don't know if enough of the signal lines are in there to actually make it work for an SSD. Okay, chipmunk in. Right. I'll put my safety glasses on. Well, no bang. We've got a light there. Power is on. Yeah, we've got CPU activity. This thing's alive. Yep. Yeah, we've got a fan going. Alright. That's the first stage done. Now to see if we can actually cram that drive in. So what have we got? T8 or T10 or something like that. I might actually have to get the proper, real, serious human... Oh no, there we go. It's T8. I've got no real need. I mean, it would be nice to have the, use an SSD M2 in there, just simply for compact installation and less sort of heat. But, okay. So this hard drive contains a lot of information that I don't want to lose. Okay, so we can jam it right up hard. Oh, I hate it when they do this. Where they force you to have to come back like that, because that's where the damned screw holes line up. That's annoying. Whereas physically I can actually move it all the way to there, which is where it would be good. I wonder if I can just re-drill them. Because I would prefer to have it like that, and that way I don't have the ATX cable sort of squishing up on the underside. So yeah, I might try do that. Or I can actually just leave it floating, to be honest. I mean, this thing's not going anywhere. Yeah, I might just leave it floating. It's not going to go anywhere, it's just going to sit on a shelf, and it has got so many things obstructing it. I sincerely doubt it's going to have any plans of taking a runner. Yeah, anyway. Clip. Hot glue it. Oh, now we're getting good suggestions. Yeah, keep it coming. Okay, SATA A1, A2, SATA what? 1, 2. Oh, Jesus Christ, the naming conventions in these things is hilarious. So does A1 mean it's superior to 1? SATA 3, 1, 2. SATA 3, A1, A2. 13. I'm going to say SATA 3, 1 is the true first one. Not that it actually really matters anymore these days. Clip. We're good. Solder it into place. That's going to be difficult. Hot glue was good because it was a nice, simple process. Soldering... make me do work. Why you make me work? Alright, I'm going to put it up this way. And then this will actually give me enough room when I put the 5 1/4 inch loader in. 5 1/2 inch loader, whatever. Yeah, then I can just put that up here and it'll be fine. This is how you professionally manage your cables. Okay. Let's see if we get display output. What have we got? HDMI? Ah, hooray! This one's got HDMI, the other one didn't. It was always such a nuisance. fucked up. God damn it. The rear plate, it well, HDMI port of all of them got snagged. So I don't know if you can see it, but the lip has gone on the inside of the HDMI port. Son of a person. How could it do that to me after everything I've did for this motherboard? I'm gonna have to undo that. My heart cannot take that being like that. That's okay. We should be able to just shuffle the board forward, pop that out, and shuffle it back. Still, the agony, the embarrassment. Rip the tab off. Yeah, you see now, I respect the pragmatic aspect of that, but I just can't bring myself to do that. Okay. Especially when all you gotta do is this. Now, of course, the next question is going to be, which one am I going to catch now on the way back? Okay, that looks good. I think we're safe. Hey, Captain Ron, thanks for the 2. I know you've been here for a little bit. Digging a hole in the yard for a new tree. Yeah. I'm going to have to dig a hole to remove a tree soon, because the damn thing just happened to be on my fence line. That is the problem with having a fence line, is that trees will grow on your fence line, because it's typically either the wind will blow the seeds and they'll hit the fence and they'll drop down to the bottom of the fence, and therefore that's where they'll sprout, or birds will sit on your fence line and they will poop out seeds and that will become trees. So either way, you're going to get trees on your fence line. It's quite annoying. Fuck, just bent my spudger. Medieval. There we go. Have you ever considered using Intel Celeron on NUC? Well, the trouble with the NUCs, I mean, I've got no problem with NUCs per se, but the trouble with the NUC, of course, is you don't have the room to do anything. I mean, yeah, you can put the SSD 2.5 inch in some of the NUCs, depending on which one you get, but I do prefer to have at least the option for 2 drives, and I like having all my ports, and I like using motherboards that I can swap out if I have to in a hurry. I suppose hurry is relative, but you know what I mean. It's like, whereas with a NUC, it's like if something goes wrong with your NUC, it sounds very wrong. If something goes wrong with your NUC, you're NUC'd, and you have to go get another NUC to replace your NUC, because it's NUC'd. I do like NUCs, don't get me wrong, I do like them. I know some people don't. Sorry. Keyboard, mouse. Keyboard and mouse. There we go. Let's hope this one actually works. And power, we need some 240 volt power. and the mainboard is brand new. Okay. Let's see, F2. Ooh, this is luxury. Yeah, whatever. Even the mouse works. Amazing. Okay, so we've got 8 gigs DDR 2400. We got a 2 gigahertz Pentium Silver J5040, 8 megs cache. Ooh, okay. Let's see, boot. Fast boot? Yeah, we don't care about fast boot. Hardware monitor. Yeah, sure, full speed. There's no fan for it, buddy. It cracks me up that they haven't bothered to actually remove that sort of thing. I suppose it does have a CPU fan header there, but even still. Security. Ooh. Okay, kind of curious. It doesn't actually. Okay, advanced storage configuration. Ah, here we go. Oh, look, it's got hot plug. Okay, so I can do hot plug on this one. So, and it's already built in. So I'll probably make that front loader as a hot plug. That's nice. Alright, let's see if we can just boot and go. Hopefully, because this, I'm just wondering whether this will actually support the partition scheme that I'm using, because it might be looking for EFI, and I don't have EFI. Shit, that's going to be fun. I'll be very surprised if this does not allow you to boot. Especially considering it's got a PS2 frickin'. No, I can't see anything to. Surely you should just. It's going to be a nuisance if I've got to redo everything with a UEFI interface. Secure boot. Is that what it's going to be? LF11. Okay. Yeah, secure boot is disabled. It's already disabled. Don't run fast boot. I don't think it was on fast boot. Damn it, where the hell did fast boot go? I saw it, now I can't find it again. Oh, here we go. Fast boot's disabled as well. Oh, that's gonna suck. Let's see if it's got legacy mode somewhere. It could be that it just doesn't have legacy mode. I mean, if it doesn't, fine, I'll just gotta redo it all, but yeah, it'd be nice if it did support it. Like I said, given that these are intended for these sort of situations many a time, it's kind of weird that it doesn't. Nah. There's nothing in here about that. I wonder if we can update the BIOS. Let's see. Just steal someone's network cable for a moment. Kill the trusted platform manager, but I like it. Anyway. It's kind of nice that at least these days you have the BIOSes that can connect and flash themselves. Now the hard drive, it can see the hard drive, it's got no problem with that. It's just the fact that this is such an old installation. Cannot connect to the internet. Well, don't you just suck. Network configuration. No, it's not PPOE. That'll be in Asia. Like I said, if push come to shove, fine, I'll just migrate over to UEFI setup. I mean, I need to move the system over to a new, updated setup. It's just that sort of thing that you really try to avoid if you can. What do you mean you can't connect to the internet? What do you... I think I need to go plug into a different port in the switch, because I think the switch is like, what the hell did you do to me, man? I was talking to some other computer and now I'm talking to nobody. What's going on? Okay. Alright, that's alive on that port. No, it's it doesn't see the hard drive twice, it's only got the once. Anyway. Hey, did I just F it up? Huh. Time to find out the power button or the reset button works. Yep, that works. F6. Like I said, worst case scenario, I just redo things. You can change it from MBR to GPT. Yeah, I can do that. Though I may as well just then redo the whole installation from scratch and migrate everything across. What is wrong with you? Clearly it doesn't like my router. Oh well. It's not getting any DHCP. What is this PPOE? No. Oh well. I'll plug in a Ubuntu boot stick and see what it can tell me. Like I said, there's no big drama. So 2104, we're only about a year out of date with that one. should have a 2204 in here somewhere. What's this? 806. I have no idea what 806 is. SMC, that'll be Moreto's SMC boot stick. That's okay. Beep. Let's see what it does now. There we go. Oh, it seems to run pretty nicely otherwise. Jimbo, you thinking of grub or something else? Yeah, you'd probably end up sticking a tiny partition at the start of the drive. That will be UEFI, which will then jump over to the MBR. Let's see if I can find 2204 and put it onto a stick. Oh, wrong mouse. Okay, Control T. Well, wrong button, pull. Ubuntu. Holy shit. Honestly? Really? Was that necessary? Try. That was bloody loud. Just realised if I download the latest LTS, that will slow down my stream considerably. Let's see. You give me Control T? Yay, nice. Okay, let's have a look. Oh wow, look at that. I'm not even using up all of my 4 terabyte drive. Format, no, just kidding. Stretch that out to 4. That's crazy that I'm barely using any of that. Alright. I think what I'll do is try to think how I want to go about this. Is this download BIOS to USB? But the chances are the BIOS won't even have the support for it anyway. Or have you already gone and checked and seen if it does have support? If you say that you have found a BIOS that does have support, I'll go get it. Okay, it looks like I've actually only got a 200 gig booting partition here or so. How big have I make it? Yeah, 250 gigs or so. So what I've got is, I've got the Linux system here, and then I've got my data here. So I could easily just put that onto an SSD, put it into here, and then carry on from there. Back up, back up, back up. Yeah, also don't screw with things that you haven't backed up. Like, yeah, let's change the petition table on this before we've backed up. So, yay! Death will arrive. Other locations. So is this SDA3? Okay. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to bother hoping for that BIOS to have CSM support. I'm just going to go and... yeah, this has got all my crap on it. The biggest thing on this machine is actually my database, my Postgres database. I'm kind of wondering where I've got that, because I don't think it would be on this volume here. I think it would actually... it's going to be on that 240 gig volume, isn't it? Shit, I can't even remember where I put the damn things. No, ESET. Oh my god, that's like from 20 years ago. Under advanced, check ACPU, ACPI. I did see ACPI already. Let's see. Varlib PG, that's where it is, yeah, Varlib. Not seeing it there. Where are you, little database? Oh, I know why I wouldn't find it there, because that is the varlib for the stick, not for this volume here. So if we go in here, var lib, we should find it in here. Where are you? There we go. Postgres 9.4 and looks like there's stuff under there. Okay, alright, I know what I'm looking for, so it's all good. Okay, it's there and that's what matters. So basically you can't, the problem is that, you know, this is a really old system now, and you can't really just sort of step upgrade from it anymore, because I let it go for too long, for too far. So I basically have to back up everything, or migrate it across. So fortunately I've got that 2 terabytes spare. There's a lot of options I can try here. Yeah, I'll work it out. The point is, the machine is running though, that's what matters. BSD is very much dying. Yeah, it's unfortunate about BSD, but then again, BSD's been dying for the last, what, 25 years? I mean, it's kind of the BSD's thing to always be dying. What's the time? It's almost midnight, so it's definitely not a good time for me to be doing a system migration. So we'll leave it as it is here. We know the setup works. What I might even do is just grab another 4 terabyte tomorrow or something like that. Although realistically, you know, it's only the 250 gigs at the start that matter in this, because the bulk of that hard drive is filled up with stuff that I just, yeah, you fill up stuff. Yeah. Anyway, it works. It works fine, this board. There's no problem with it. We just got that little bit of an issue with the fact that it doesn't support CSM, the old style mode. That's okay, we'll get around that. Banks still use BSD. I thought banks used OS 2. Yeah. At least they used to use OS 2. But I'm happy with the board. It runs quite quick, just from what I was doing there. It's barely producing any heat. Like, it's probably 6 or 7 degrees above ambient at the moment. The power supply probably produces more heat. Hell, the hard drive produces more heat. Put a small solid-state drive. Well, performance isn't. That's just it. Yeah, this is not a performance machine. I don't even need it to be. Graham and Caradog are going to be like, well, we just spoke about this last night with our office machines. You know, people say they don't need performance, but this legitimately does not need performance. The N40L on that HP Micro machine, that ran at about 0.5 to 1% load most of its life. This thing is vastly faster than that. So it's never even going to... It's just not something that needs a lot of performance. Hey there, Trady. Yeah, you're right. A bit late. But, yeah, I'll just... The easiest thing probably for me to do here is get a... I've got a 500 gig solid state drive. Stick it in there. Get it running, and then what I might do is actually put the solid state drive, mount it into the chassis permanently, and then put this 4 terabyte drive into the hot swap, and it'll all be good. Alright, I think I'm done. It's getting a bit late. I'm going to go do some software work. Fortunately, my software projects are not on that server. There are backups of it on the server, but it's not where I work from. Thank goodness for that. At least I think not. Oh shit. Is my Git server on here? I think my Git server's on here. I'll work it out. I'm out of here. You take care. I'll see you tomorrow.